Wear Testers.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy NY Jumpman23 here from WearTesters.com, here to bring you a performance review of what you all been waiting for and what Nightwing has already officially done. But I'm coming from you from a different perspective, from like a big man perspective. This is the Nike KD9. First thing we do want to talk about is the traction. Honeycomb pattern, solid rubber, amazing. One of the better Nike or just overall basketball shoes I've played in this year that has an extreme great traction compound to like when playing basketball. It was originally considered suspect visibly when they first announced this shoe. I myself and the rest of the Wear Testers teams were like, you know what? I'm not sure if it's going to handle because the pattern looks really suspect and we're not sure. Of course, based upon our opinion, visibly it looks weird and not sure whether or not it was going to perform, but man, superseded our expectations, my expectations personally. I was able to do a lot of quick cuts, a lot of lateral movements without having any issues. Occasionally you're going to have to wipe because it does pick up dust, but it absolutely does the job, maybe even too good, to the point whereas it's stuck so well that sometimes on wanting to do quick movements and lateral cuts, it's like kind of stuck me to the ground. Not necessarily a bad thing, but at least you know you're not slipping anywhere. Great job by Nike. Next up, the cushioning. And damn, seriously, articulated full-length zoom unit. If you haven't seen this before, or you have seen it before, let me jog your memory real quick. It comes from directly, if you haven't seen the previous model, is the Nike Air Vis Max Zoom. It was originally called the Nike Alpha Project, where it's the first basketball shoe that showed you a visible zoom unit first of its kind. And the next shoe that actually used it was, again, jogging your memory, the Nike LeBron 10 Elite. A much bigger zoom airbag, and also the KD6 Elite. But because it was so bouncy that they had to fix it up, and you know, KD couldn't play in his 6 Elite, so they changed this where they modified it to the zoom where it was much lower to the ground. You felt it better, and as soon as you hit your feet on impact, the cushion bounces right back up with the amount of energy to give you to lift you off your feet. So absolutely amazing. Literally one of the best cushionings I've ever felt. Hopefully they can use this cushioning on the rest of the Nike sneakers. Hint, hint. Because I love it, especially for a person like me. I'm a little bit older in age. You know, my knees feel a lot of pain. So with this type of cushioning, the amount of energy force that pushes back right into my legs, that necessarily gives me the explosiveness, or whatever explosiveness I have left is really finite. So I really like this cushion setup, and it should be used in hopefully future models with the, you know, a medium price tag, or if not lower. There were certain aspects of the shoe where I did have a concern. This little cutout area along the forefoot where the zoom unit gets cut off, so it gives you mobility and flexibility. At times, if you land a certain way along the outsole region over here, you kind of get an instability where it almost feel like you're about to collapse, which is basis of how you plant your feet. If you plant flat down, you're perfectly fine, but if you hit this edge where there's no outrigger, you kind of have an instability moment. So that is something within question, but I'm pretty sure Nike has an adjustment or a modification for it in particular. I myself had the issue once or twice, but once you get adjusted to the shoe and your playing style, you know, it's really not an issue afterwards. But it was a slight disappointment. But other than that, I have no complaints with the cushioning and the setup itself. This is amazing. Now, onto the materials. The Nike KD9 utilizes a Flyknit upper, backed by mesh, foam, and a little bit of fuse. That me saying a little bit of fuse is that it holds the material together where the mesh and the Flyknit meet. The Flyknit upper is backed by nylon, which gives it a stability and a little free flex of motion. While the Flyknit is not, you know, there's no glue substances on like it previously had on the Kobe 9 Elite and the Nike Hyperdunk 2016 Flyknit. It gives it, you know, there's no dead space along what the previously, you know, predecessors had. But the materials utilized on this particular pair was really a smart idea. Also on the backing, there's a rubber, you know, piece on the heel where it says KD. It is not the TPU heel counter. The heel counter is actually built into the shoe. Also inside the shoe is the proper cushioning for your ankle and your Achilles. So it gives you a natural snug fit when your foot once you put your foot in. Also, the solid rubber traction compound and the articulated zoom, which completes the shoe. The fit of the shoe, perfectly fine. I have a slightly wider foot, so I stay true to size with my size 13. A lot of people with narrow feet I've been talking to, have gone down half a size due to the nature of the shoe itself and the length. But for me, anytime you have a slightly wider foot, you kind of want to go half a size up or try on the shoe first. The main gripe I had with the shoe is the fused material that combines both the fly knit and the mesh material kind of pinched into the side of my feet. What I did was, playing them, kind of, the first hour or two, played in them. Started to hurt a bit, took them off, put them back on, kept on playing on it. Overnight, what I did is that the paper that came along with the shoe, I crumpled up into a ball, put more paper on top. So afterwards, I stuck it back in the shoe, but not all the way in, only to the point where the fused layer meets with the mesh and the fly knit. It kind of expanded the shoe a little bit, or if you have a shoe tree, if that helps. But with that, overnight, went to the court the next day, played perfectly fine. The shoe formed to my feet to the exact. So also, the front laces, and I've probably said this previously to some people, you kind of don't even need them. The way this lace peg is, it goes all the way back to the shoe. So once you tighten it up and tie it, you're not going anywhere. So technically, almost the shoe doesn't even need laces. Maybe the next iteration will just probably do a strap. I'll take credit for that, Nike and Leo, if you ever do that. But anyways, yeah, the shoe fits great, one-to-one fit if you are a slightly wide foot. But if you do have narrow feet, consider doing half a size. But do try them on in store if you're not sure. One thing also, if you do wear an ankle brace, I suggest that you bring your ankle brace to a store prior to when you try these on, because the way the fit of the shoe is really, like, I wouldn't say overly tight, but snug to the point where you're not falling out the shoe. So consider bringing the brace with you. I've tried the heavier braces and I haven't been able to get them on. I've tried the Adidas D-Rose brace, but I've tried the ones that just like a slip-on sock brace, and that worked fine, but it was it was a little tight. But do consider, if any of you guys wear braces, bring them with you, try them on with the shoe. Now, support. The one aspect of the shoe of the support is the fit of the shoe and the cushioning. We all know the articulated Zoom cushioning setup feels you low to the ground, proper impact protection, but also the sizing. When it comes down to it, you have to know whether or not they fit your feet perfectly. So your best bet, again, try them on at the store. If you have a slightly wide foot, do consider staying true to size. But if you do have narrow feet, consider going to half a size. The whole support is based upon how you fit in the shoe because of the lightness of the material and the material you utilize, and just the way it fits around your foot once you tie up these two base parts and tie them up tight, and that's where it goes. So that's up to you to figure that out once you get the shoe on. What I think about the shoe? I think Nike has a hit, to be honest with you. It's actually one of my favorite shoes to ball in so far for 2016. I've had plenty of other shoes that I've liked, but as soon as I put these on, broke them in, started playing them on court, traction, cushioning, fit, the feel, it's a great shoe. You might say $150 for a shoe that's supposed to probably cost $250? Possibly, but back in the day, shoes used to cost $100, $120, $150. For a shoe like this should be technically standard. As soon as I put these on, broke them in, started playing them on court, traction, cushioning, fit, the feel, it's a great shoe. Very stable, with the little minor exceptions, of course, with every shoe. When landing, if you don't land properly, you might kind of roll an ankle off this part because of the cutout with the formality of flexibility of the articulated Zoom and the foot. And also the slight pinching around the area. If you're the type of person that doesn't like breaking any shoes, then don't know what to tell you. But it does require slight break-in time. Other than that, overall the shoe performs extremely well. Great traction, great cushioning, great fit, great usage of material. So I really like it. I really hope you guys liked the video. I enjoyed being back finally on YouTube. If you do enjoy the video, make sure you like, subscribe, share the video, tweet it out, put it on Facebook, share it on Instagram. But if you have any questions, hit me up on Twitter, Instagram, right down below. My links are in the description box and stuff like that. And where to buy the KD, I'll have the KD9 Elite, the KD9 itself. I'll have links down there in the description box. So if you have any other questions, if you have anything to say, leave it in the comment box. In the meantime, this is NY Jumpman 23 from WearTesters.com signing out. Peace.